So in this video, we're going to have a look at how we add and subtract fractions. First thing that we're going to do is keep something really simple. 2 over 7 plus 3 over 7. And I'll give you another one here. 5 over 8, take away 2 over 8. So if you notice, we've got two questions. Both of them are quite similar. One is an addition, one's a subtraction. What do we notice about the denominators? The denominators are exactly the same. The denominators are exactly the same. We keep them the same. And because they're the same, all we now need to do is we add the numerators together. So 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. And at the bottom question, 5 take away 2, because the operation is take away. So 5 take away 2 is 3. So the only way we can do it with questions like this is simply if the denominators stay the same in addition and subtraction. If we then decide we want to have a look at a fraction which the denominators are different, but we notice, because our big focus should always be on the denominator, we have a 5 on one of our first fractions and we have a 10 on our second fraction. Now if you notice that the multiple of 5 is 10, so there is a relationship, there is a link. Can we make both denominators the same? We focus on the smallest denominator. The smallest denominator in this case is 5. So if I multiply the denominator here by 2 in order to get to this 10, I multiply the numerator also by 2. So this fraction then turns into 4 over 10. So 2 times 2, which is 4, and then 5 times 2, which is 10. I can now drop the second fraction down, 3 over 10, and therefore 4 plus 3 is equal to 7, and then the denominators are the same. That's why we add the numerators together, which gives us 10. So the answer is 7 over 10. We can then get to a situation where we have 3 over 8 plus 2 over 9. So we look at the smallest denominator, in this case is 8, and 8 multiplied by a number to give us 9, a nice whole number, doesn't exist. So this one's slightly a bit more different now, so we can't use that method. In order to do this, there are a few different ways that we can do this question. The first one that we are looking at is we can actually multiply the first fraction, top and bottom, by the denominator on the right, so multiply by 9. And I can then multiply the fraction on the right with the denominator on the left, so times 8 times 8. And if you notice, if we then put it together to give us two new equivalent fractions of each, 3 times 9 here becomes 27 over 8 times 9, which is 72, plus 2 times 8, which is 16, and 9 times 8, which is 72. The great thing is, if you notice, the denominators are now the same. Therefore, we keep the denominator the same. We can then add our numerators together, just like we did in the previous examples. So 27 plus 16 is equal to 43. So the answer is 43 over 72. We can then do the same question with 8 over 10, take away 3 over 7. In order to do this question, we're going to multiply the first fraction with the denominator from the fraction on the right, so times 7 times 7. We're then going to multiply the fraction on the right with the denominator on the left, so times 10 times 10. So we get two lots of new equivalent fractions. So the first one is 8 times 7, which is 56, over 10 times 7, which is 70. Take away 3 times 10, which is equal to 30, and 7 times 10, which is 70. And if we take them away, the denominators are the same, so we keep it as 70, and 56 take away 30 is equal to 26. So the answer is 26 over 70. Another way you can do this, if you're interested, is the famous kiss and smile method. So 2 over 5 plus 3 over 8. In order to do a kiss, as we would do on a birthday or a greeting card, is we normally put crosses on. So therefore, we will start with that. So we'll start with the top left, always start with the top left, and multiply diagonally with the 8. So 2 times 8 is equal to 16. We then take the other numerator of the fraction that we haven't used. So 3 multiplied it with the denominator of the first fraction. So 3 times 5, which is equal to 15. So if you notice, I'll do it in blue. There is our kiss. So the numerator represents the kiss. If it helps, I will write the word kiss at the top here. And now we do our smile. Smile as in a nice smiley face. We'll use the bottom. It's only the denominators. So 5 times 8 is equal to 40. So the denominator is always the smile and the kiss is at the top. The reason why we use plus is because the question is a positive. So therefore 16 plus 15 is equal to 31 and the denominator remains as 40. So the answer is 31 over 40. You can then do the same if you want with 2 over 3 take away 1 over 7. We use the kiss and smile method again. So therefore 2 times 7, we go across diagonally and we multiply. So 2 times 7 is 14. We then go through the other diagonal that we haven't used. 1 times 3, which is equal to 3. The question is a takeaway. Be careful of that, not a plus this time. So we put takeaway, and then don't forget at the end of your question, you smile. So 3 times 7 is 21. 14 take away 3 is 11. The denominator stays the same, so you get 21. Another method that was kind of taught to me, which I'll kind of show here, was I'll give you a question and then I'll use a grid for this. So 2 over, say, 6 plus 3 over 8. So I'm going to take the first fraction, 2 over 6, and I'm going to place it side by side. So 2 and 6. I'm going to take the next fraction, 3 and 8, and I'm going to place it on the side here, 3 and 8. I'm going to put a cross in the first box. I'm going to block out the first box. I'm now going to multiply 6 with 3, which meet here. So 6 times 3 gives me 18. I'm then going to multiply the 2 coming down and the 8 coming across. So 2 times 8 is equal to 16. And then the last one over here is 6, the far end numbers, and 8. So 6 times 8 is equal to 48. I'm now going to do this. I'm now going to take the two numbers that are diagonal to each other. So because I've got a cross here, I can't use the 48 because it's not diagonal to another number. So I take the 18 and the 16. And then I put the big plus sign in because the question is a plus. So then I do 16 plus 18, which is 34. And the bottom right, which I use, is my denominator, which is 48. So in order to do this question, you must block off the first number. The most common misconceptions that happen in questions with addition and subtraction are the following. 3 over 7 plus 2 over 9 is that students assume with the plus 3 plus 2 is equal to 5 and 7 plus 9 equal to 16. You've got to avoid this mistake if the denominators are different. So if that's the case, you get a question that looks something like this: a over 2 plus b over 5. The denominators are different, so we're going to use the kiss and smile method, one of the most popular methods. So we're going to start with the top left again and multiply a with 5. So a times 5 is equal to 5a. We're then going to use the kiss for the other side. So 2 times b is equal to 2b. We're then going to use a smile for the denominator. So 2 times 5 is equal to 10. Now, because I can't add 5a and 2b because they're not like terms, there is my answer as a single fraction. We can use different ways of using, for example, 3a over 4 plus 5a over 6. So 3a times 6 gives me 18a. 4 times 5a gives me 20a. And smiley face, 4 times 6 gives me my 24. So 20 plus 18 is equal to 38a. Now we can group the like terms because they're both a all over 24. You can therefore simplify these. So 38 divided by 24 is 19a, and 24 becomes 12. So 38 and 24 can be simplified